Hello, beautiful Pisces, and welcome back to Intuitive Energies. So this is your last reading for the week, this last week, which for me was a really work hard week for you guys, Pisces. As obviously as they're showing here, the blockage can feel anywhere from a small little, block in the road, a little blip, or just a complete breakdown of feeling burdened, like you had this great big weight on your shoulders that you really didn't know what to do with. As I've mentioned from this morning, Spirit came in and spoke and said something about thinking of you, a loving thought, and serendipity. Serendipity showing as well the 29, showing that, things happen to get you to a better place. We don't always think as burdens as serendipity, but sometimes they are. Sometimes you zig instead of zagging, and there's a reason for it. And there's great opportunities that come with. We've been dealing about the distortion of the moon, making you feel like maybe there was something bigger there than there was, stopping us from moving forward in that energy and of getting it done. And if you took the cue this week that you needed to and got it done, then kudos to you, my beautiful Pisces, for doing the work. Does it get easier in time, especially if you're the one who needs to do, you needs to fix things? I wouldn't say it got easier. I would say that it flows easier. It's never easy to ask somebody, to say to someone, hey, I'm sorry for being, this and that and doing and saying. But it gets easier to do it simply because you feel that it's the right thing to do. Okay? I find carefully wording, carefully thinking about it, and taking the defensive part out of it. As a species right now, we have the tendency of saying, I'm sorry, but I did it because of. I think sometimes we just need to say, I'm sorry, and not feel a sense of having defending ourselves. It's like taking away from the apology, okay? If somebody wants to know why you did it, they will probably ask. You can add something later on if you like. But I would say for the initial part, just be authentically good about it, Offer it wholeheartedly, authentically. Anyway, so that's from personal experience, Pisces. I still remember when I started apologizing to my husband for things that I had done. First of all, it really deflates an argument when you say you're sorry. And I'm sorry, gentlemen, if you're watching. I think that's not something that we sometimes don't always do. So actually, it was more fun to watch his reaction the first time around, when he was, waiting for the but. I'm sorry, but. And I just went, no, I'm just sorry. You're right, I did that wrong. And it was more fun watching his expression. Little evil, I guess, of me if you think about it. But in the end, I was very grateful that I could actually open that door, because it made it open two ways. He actually felt okay saying he was sorry for things he had done as well in future. So now we have a thing where we have an open door. We can tell each other when we feel hurt, and we can apologize for it. I don't apologize every time. Sometimes there's real reasons why things happen. But I'm just saying that it gets a lot easier. It brings an opportunity of openness, of sharing, of caring. It expands people to be able to talk about all different things, to talk about your humanity, to show people that you're willing to be vulnerable, and you're willing to be fallible too. Okay? It is who we are. We can just do the best we can. That's it. Alright, so I'm going to put these aside. We're going to look at these beautiful yet heavy cards. I just feel that they're saying they know what you've been through this week. This is how it's felt. You know, a little bit restrictive, a little bit overwhelming. But their thoughts are with you. And they are also with you all the time. That's what I was talking about this morning. If you want to see that reading, they're with you. They're with you 24/7. 24/7. See, I'm talking about time. There's no time there. There's no linear time. There's no time and space. You simply are. Alright, so the card of clarity, thank you to this beautiful deck, the Magical Herb Oracle. And the plant is bilberry. Number 9, love it. 9 and 2, 11 again. 10, also the cycle, the Wheel of Fortune, right? Again, bringing in, saying it's serendipitous. Serendipity is the sign of good fortune. May not feel that way, but will bring expansion in different ways. Okay? Somehow all of this will help you going forward and will show up in more fortunate ways in the future. In other words, it's going to open doors. So don't be too focused on the right now, the work that you're doing. There's a much bigger picture, a much bigger thing coming in. It's going to get clear for you. Clarity will be shown to you eventually of why this was, what it was. It is time to rest, but it's also time to give yourself a pat on the back, Pisces, for all the stuff that you've done. Okay? Especially this week, if you've done this work, it's time to give yourself a great big pat on the back. Absolutely. It's never easy to go through difficult times. It's never easy to open up to new things, to, especially something you've been resisting for a long time, and you finally open up to it. That's excellent work. That's expansion more than you ever know. It's breaking the chains of what you've learned before, right? It's like if you've always reacted the same way to something that won't serve you, but now you're reacting in a very different way, an expansive way. This is going to open up avenues you don't even know. You don't even know. So again, the clarity will be shown to you in good time. There's reason for everything. And that's my belief, Pisces. So funny. I felt resistance all week of using all these decks, and they've been nothing but accommodating. It's so strange, right? It's hard to break a habit of thinking that things will be the way they are and then realizing that it's not as you thought. For a bear. Here's that break I was talking about, okay? So some of you are going to take a break now, okay? And Spirit's saying, go ahead, take a break now, for a bear. Rest, healing. You deserve it. This is the card of lavender. Most certainly. Enjoy your lavender. Oh, death, look at this. I don't think I've ever had it in this deck. And it's marigold. Wow, I love this flower. Two of fire, bee balm, And the Adelita of fire. Okay, so I feel that they're telling you it's time to rest. You've been through a period of rebirth, but when you do, on the flip side, the Two of Fire, which is about contemplation, they want you to look at the challenges that you've been through in the last week. When you do come back at it, you know, refreshed, like I said, this is like a big moment. Rebirth came in twice today. So it's like, yeah. Wait a minute, I have it. Do I have it here somewhere? I must have it here somewhere. Yeah, see? That came in this morning. So this is the death card again. It came in twice today. So they're letting you know that you've been through something big. Okay? Opening yourself up like this, it's changing, it's shifting the way you feel and think. It's helping you in ways that, as I said, you don't even know. They do want you to contemplate what you're going to do with it going forward, how it's affected your life. And they want you to see what challenges you overcame. They don't want you to make this anything small, because this was something big. Okay? So they want you to take the time and really look at it. How did you mix up these ingredients and make it into something fire? Okay? How did you add to it this week? How did you take it and go? You know, this was a big risk for some of you. This was like an adventure. Action-packed. Love the butterflies in the card. It's gorgeous. And both of these have gloves laying down. Six of Fire. See? Again, that is victory. The Eight of Fire, but in reverse. Ginger. I love this way this came in, the ginger. And strength garlic. Okay, so you've had success this week. They want to acknowledge that first and foremost. Okay. But it's not was so fast. The Eight of Fire is the Eight of Wands going really fast. And you have Ginger here as well. So I'm thinking to myself that it's not so fast as in to give you an upset stomach. But fast enough to make you realize that there's real movement in what this is. And you understand that it took courage. Okay? These are power punch ingredients. Ginger, garlic, and there's honey here. These are ingredients that I love to use for myself. I always feel so much better every time I've used them for anything. Colds to anti-inflammatory to on wounds and stuff. They're wonderful ingredients. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful ingredients. So they want to acknowledge that there's a lot of strength in what you did this week. And that you have definitely created movement in the right direction. And that you will be fine. That you have succeeded. This is cause for a celebration. Okay? It's time to light the candles and have a party for yourself. After you've had a little bit of a break here. Okay. So you have the Madre of Fire. Which is the Queen. The Seven of Earth, come out a second time. The Hermit. So it's time to come out of the cave. Absolutely. Definitely. You come out of that inner journey and you applied something for sure. So with the Madre of Fire, it's that Queen of Fire that we saw at the beginning, that divulged that at the beginning of the week, on last Sunday when we were talking, this Queen of Fire has uncovered something. So they're bringing it back to the fold here to remind you that that's what you did. You uncovered something with that beautiful fire energy, right? Something that needed to be dealt with. So the Seven of Earth was telling you, okay, it's time to assess, to ponder, what are you going to do next? And absolutely what you did is you got out of the Hermit situation, because it's in reverse, okay? You came out of the cave of knowledge, of wisdom, and you applied it. You applied it to your life, okay? It's only as good as the applications and how you use it, right? When you look at the feminine and the masculine, the feminine receives and the masculine acts. So you can't be always in a state of feminine, never utilizing the masculine energy. So this week has been that for you. So crucial to you now is rest, absolutely rest, knowing the rebirth that has happened, knowing that now you can contemplate, okay, the challenges that you met, everything that you did. And that's usually using all of the ingredients, okay? Probably the best ingredients. You used your courage to overcome the questions, because it's all about editing and persistence, the Seven of Earth, the Seven of Pentacles. So you're like trying to figure out what is it called? It's brainstorming. That's the thing. You brainstormed, used your courage, got out of the Hermit and got things done. Wonderful way of being, right? Wonderful. A lot of action, a lot of ingredients. Just the best ones for you, my beautiful Pisces. So, this rest definitely brings the fact that you understand now that you have succeeded. Regardless of what happened with the situation, you have succeeded in the action that you took. Okay? And that this stemmed from that Queen of Fire that came in to shine a light on something and made you use your toolbox. Okay? The toolbox of the Hermit. The inward journey guided by your inner light. That you took that solitude, that introspection, that wisdom, that perspective, all that self-reflection that you did, and you used it on your spiritual path. That is what you needed to do. Okay? And the Hermit and these cards have a lot in common because it's like a stoppage. But this needed to be clarified. Like the Clarity card, it needed to be clarified. It needed to be dealt with to help you in the future that you're creating. Absolutely. Okay? So the movement may not have been fast in the way that you did it this week. In other words, it may be a lot of, what I'm hearing is my parents used to say there's a lot of hemming and hawing and yeah, I'm not too sure if I should do this. And yes, it may have taken you a hot minute to figure out how you were going to do it or if you were going to do it. But you have to remember that even this little step of putting yourself out there, okay, especially in that way, in that vulnerable way of going, hey, look, I'm sorry. I've said this, I've said this to people. Sorry, it was a complete ASS, and I need to, figure out how to make this better, okay? At least to, say I'm sorry to you, right? Just saying the words, just admitting. You shift the energy inside of yourself. Even before anything is done by the other party, you shift something inside of yourself. You admit that you're fallible. And you admit that you're strong enough to know how to stand up to it. Okay, that's the other thing. It takes a lot of courage to be this upfront. It makes you a very strong person, not a weak one. Not a weak one. So they want you to remember this, okay? This burden that you feel, it's going to serve you. It's going to bring you opportunities. And they're with you. They're thinking of you. They're with you. They're part of you. They're cellularly integrated to you, just like we all are to each other, although we just, we don't see it because that's the way we're meant to be here on this journey. We're meant to think we're individuals with little tiny, little tiny roads that don't intersect. But they really all do. We have a wonderful journey to be on. And the more that we embrace it, the more we work with it, the stronger and better we become. The higher we vibrate, and the more we're connected to Source. That's just the way it is. Anyway, thank you for coming to see these videos, whoever's been with me all week. I am so grateful. So, so grateful. Please leave a comment below. Subscribe. Love, light, and blessings. Take good care of yourself. I hope to see you tomorrow. Bye for now.